sumusuporta sa inyong local na parking, mga landas o daan at mga lugar sa labas. Ipaalam sa kanila kung paano pagbutihin ang mga panlabas na lugar, panlabas na espasyo sa komunidad. Kumuha ng survey sa Abril 29 sa kingcounty.gov/parkslevy.
Different rules apply when it gets this late. You know what I mean? It's like after hours.
Whatever gets you through the night. I hear you're going to be on the radio.
Hello, I'm an unpaid spokesman for DJ Sotovaci. I'd like to invite you to listen to his free-form music show. It's popular music the way it was never intended to be heard. Whatever gets you through the night, late nights, here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Whatever gets you through the night.
Rainier Avenue Radio presents All Music, All Day Saturday. Music, All Day Saturday. This is Edward Bailey, Bulldog Blue Jazz from the Captains.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Captains. Big Poppy.
Start time.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pierce. Start time.
Saturdays, all music, all day. Reggae hour, K-Fox night.
Looking for the perfect beat? Yeah, it's the beat of the box.
Fresh juice, D-Money in the
Myself, D-Money. Pint-sized phone.
Taylor Hart.
Expensia, the Northwest Rap Gang.
DJ Medina. Gotcha. Northwest Rap Game.
Sergio Lacour's Lovely.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell him who we talking.
Sea Monster Radio, Mojang. It's your day.
Really? Welcome to Mojo Mondays. This is KZPB Music Media. Caller Goddess for Mojo Mondays.
Just my God is inspiration all day and all night. Saturday, Rainier Avenue Radio.org.
Support for Rainier Avenue Radio comes from Cascade PBS, presenting season 2 of Out and Back with Allison Mariella Desir. Join Allison as she explores the Pacific Northwest with changemakers who are reclaiming space in the outdoors and creating opportunities for local BIPOC communities to engage with nature and find joy and healing. It's available now on Cascade PBS app and airing on KCTS 9 Thursdays at 8:50 p.m.
Paul Pearson, host of Star Time, and this is my real voice. Honest. You're hearing it on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Should have told her you were sorry.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you for joining another episode of Real Estate and Money. My name is Tina Lombard, and I'm with Bank of Lincoln Mortgage.
And I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Bank of Danforth.
Yes. Hello. So great to see everybody today. You know, it's a beautiful spring day here in Colorado, and I'm sure it's beautiful up there in Seattle, Washington also. So we're going to be talking to you today. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a little cloudy, I see. I can look out my front window. But yesterday, let's talk about real quick what happened yesterday, that solar eclipse thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you said you had a lot of people that, there it is.
Yes.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to see it. It was cloudy here in Seattle, but I've heard from various relatives across the country how spectacular it was for them as the moon passed between the earth and the sun, right? What did you see in Denver?
Yes, well, it was too bright here in Denver, so we didn't really have the total eclipse. That was more, I think, in Texas. So we had a partial solar eclipse, but, it was something because everybody was out in their backyard, and this is one of the things we're going to be talking about today, but everybody was out in their backyard looking, gazing with the sunglasses, taking pictures, and just, it was like a party outside. But so we hardly had any of it. It did go dark a little bit, right around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock our time, but we were all out in our backyard, and this kind of prompted the show today. Talking about outdoor spaces and that sort of thing. But it was really weird. So V, did you have a lot of people that were sun gazing yesterday?
No.
Did you?
Not here.
No,
not here really. But like I said, some family members from across the country called in, sent pictures over like these, and from crescent moon shapes to them with their funky glasses.
Right.
As they enjoy looking with everybody else.
Yes.
But yes, it is.
There you go. There
Yeah,
you go.
there you go.
Thank you, Daniel. Yes.
Yeah, so it is springtime, and things we're moving outside now, and
Right.
yeah, buyers are out in droves looking at homes, but let's talk about the outdoor space because that's something that buyers are looking for as well as they look through the house. They'll take a look outside because it is that time of year when everything is green and pretty and colorful. And let's talk about the space. And maybe another time, I think we talked about this, Tina. I'll go to a nursery, do a show from the nursery, a local nursery, and take a look and see what they have in store for landscapers and gardeners and people with green thumbs or brown thumbs like I do, brown thumbs.
Yeah. I have a green thumb. But yes.
Good.
So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about, what you can do outside. We're going to be talking about the garden, the hot tubs, everything else. We're going to be talking about all your outdoor desires because, spring and summer are right around the corner. We're going to be out there sooner than later. So let's talk about your outdoor spaces and let's talk about how much you can increase the value of your home.
While Tina's inside, I'm outside with the cherry blossoms at the University of Washington.
Yes. Is that happening right now? Isn't the Tulip Festival happening right now, V?
I don't know when the cherry festival is. Probably it's about that time of year, right? Japanese cherry blossom festival.
The Tulip Festival out.
Oh, the tulip.
Yes.
Tulip festival, all of April.
Yes.
April 1st to the 30th. Yeah.
Right. So the daffodils are probably starting to wean down now. Now we have time for the tulips. So we're going to talk about your backyard. We're going to talk about your outside spaces and see what you can do to add some value to your home.
Yes.
So, V, you want to talk about the plants first?
Plants. Well, okay. Everybody who's around a Fred Meyer, this coming weekend, the 13th. I don't know if it's both days, but Fred Meyer has a fuchsia sale event where you can buy huge flowering baskets, hanging baskets of fuchsias. But then they also have created through the years a planting event where if you clean out one of your containers, any number of containers from your home, just empty it out, get all the dead stuff out because you want some fresh new flowers anyway, and bring it clean as you could get it. And you just simply have to buy the plants from Fred Meyer. And believe me, they have a good enough selection that is cheaper than going to a nursery, sorry to say. But the best part is you buy your plants, they will fill your containers that you've brought with fresh new soil that has fertilizer in it. They will plant those plants in your pots the way you've laid it out.
Yes.
And then they bring the pot to your car and off you go. All you have to do is have someone, my husband, take the containers and put them take them from my car and place them already done. Wherever you want them. And you can have a number of them. A lady came and with probably 10 hanging baskets, those like the baskets. Yeah, the fuchsia baskets with the moss or whatever that is, the liner in it.
Yes.
Beautiful. And then mine last year were so nice. As summer came, it filled out really nicely. And yeah, that's something you should go to. If you have a Fred Meyer nearby, or check your local garden center, see if they have an event like that. It's well worth it. Trust me.
Right. Like the tulips and the bulbs, they usually need to be planted in October, November. So they should be coming out of the ground now. But there are a lot of plants out there, such as fuchsia and different plants that you can actually plant right now, and they will grow throughout the summer. So, if anything else, if you can't do a whole bunch of decorating on your outside, just make sure that your yard is clean. And a sprinkle of flowers never hurts. It always makes or beautifies the front lawn. So that's a good thing. So there's a lot of different places. We talked about McLennan's. We talked about Watson's. We talked about all these different nurseries that are in your area. Do you have a couple of nurseries that you can advise people to go to, V?
I like Watson's here in Federal Way, and they have a nice big nursery greenhouse, and maybe twice or three times as big in Puyallup, where I think it's Pioneer is the name of the street in Puyallup. And I was there last weekend, I believe, or 2 weekends ago, and they're getting ready. And all you need to remember is make sure you figure out where your pots are going to be and get those shade loving plants or sun loving plants, and don't kind of mix and match because you like the look of the plant. No, you're going to get some dead ones along the way if you do it that way. So make sure, and you can talk to all these people there. They're very knowledgeable, and they'll help you out with anything. And I'm going to try to go next week, and our show, maybe we can dedicate to a nursery and what you can get at these nurseries.
Yes, you know, when I bought my house, something about our neighborhood, it was all built in 2003, 2005, and every house has a maple tree right in the front yard, which was probably very cute when they first sold the houses. They were probably 5 feet tall. And now, of course, the trees have overcome the whole yard, and half of the trees are on the roofs and all this other kind of stuff. But, you know, so we have a tree in the front yard. You can actually put little trees around your house, but do be aware that they are going to grow someday, somehow. Also, we had a bunch of shrubs in the front of our yard, right underneath my windows. My front yard windows or my living room windows. And those shrubs became monstrous by the time I bought it. And we had snakes living in there. We had brown snakes living in there. We had all types of funny, furry creatures living in there. So we actually ripped it all up and replaced it with crystal rocks. I have rose crystal rocks all over the front of my house, right underneath the windows. A lot easier to maintain. But some of these plants can some plants can actually enhance the value and the view of your house. And some plants, after a while, you want to maintain. You may want to cut back. And where we're at, we've got a lot of alders, a lot of trees that they grow up out of nowhere. So there is a constant battle against the plants you don't want and the plants you do want. And so, but I'm going to talk in my section. I'm going to talk a little bit about the grass and how that can add to your front lawn. But
outdoor living spaces. I have. I want to also talk about that at some point. I don't know if we'll have enough time to cover it today, but you know, people take their living space to the outside where they'll have a fully equipped kitchen, a gaming area, and nice furniture in a gazebo, for instance, and, you know, all kinds of stuff going on. But back to those trees, just make sure if you have a tree near your house, which I do, and I look to make sure those roots aren't getting underneath, because it'll make your foundation crack.
Right.
It'll be a nightmare to try to cut that down and fix a foundation. So be careful how close you plant trees. Yeah.
Yeah. I have two plum trees. Somebody planted them in the front yard. I have a tree that's overgrown. The front yard, I have one in the back. And of course, the squirrels, we have an overpopulation of squirrels. They eat all the plums before they can ripen. And in the back, every year we got the snowstorm that actually killed all the plums before they can even hatch. You know, I got a crabapple tree in my backyard too, the crabapple tree. And so at one point in time, it was probably cute and maintained, but now it's a giant full tree. So I have to either get rid of it or, you know, what have you. I'm just feeding all of the squirrels and rabbits and everything else in the area, feeding everybody except my family. But but anyways, tree, you really have to take into consideration how deep those roots are, and if they're going to be an impediment for your gardening hose or for the foundation concrete of your house. You don't want the roots growing up underneath your house, because that's going to represent a foundation problem later on in life.
And talking about squirrels real quick, my husband built a birdhouse and positioned it away from bushes, trees, whatever, and really high so that hopefully no squirrels will run up the post, metal post into the ground, cemented into the ground. And the birdhouse is like, the bird feeder is probably, 8 feet off the ground.
Yes.
Those damn squirrels. Oh, those squirrels managed to get up there.
Oh, they find a way. They're clever little varmints. Yeah. But we can go into my picks now really quick about some outdoor things that can enhance. Sure. Well, thank you. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about a little bit, some things that can enhance your yard. First of all, we've got a lawn. See that beautiful greenery there? You can have artificial grass, you can have real grass, and there's different varieties and strains of grass, but you want to make sure that, you don't have any weeds or anything. To have a well-maintained lawn actually will completely 100% beautify your house. So thank you. And then we've got some other pictures here. We've got a bench that you can put in your garden, somewhere for you to sit, gaze at your flowers, meditate, and it's part of your sanctuary. So you want to think about maybe a garden bench somewhere in your house or in your yard. Great. Okay. And then now we've got some food dogs here. These are lions. And lions actually represent power, success. And a lot of people put these out right there on their front lawn or by their front door. So I have them right by my front door. So statues can always, it brings prosperity. It brings good luck. Brings good fortune. It keeps out evil. So anyways, the lion statues are always something good that you want to put in. And what else do you have there? Now we've got a couple of fountains here. We've got a small fountain with some water coming out the top. We've got a Buddha fountain right there. And we have another fountain. Oh, no. Okay. We've got a gazebo at the very, very bottom there. So a lot of times you can put a gazebo in your home, and that's going to greatly enhance everything. And what do you got? What do you have next there, Daniel? So you've got another fountain. Now I've had one of these fountains in my front yard. I had it in my front yard. Yeah. And somebody came in and they ripped out all the copper wiring and piping in it. So be very, very careful. If you do get a fountain, you don't want any. Try to find something that doesn't have any copper wiring in it. Yeah, we saw people sitting outside our front yard for a long time, and then we came home one day and the whole fountain was dismantled, because they wanted the copper inside of it. So if you do have a fountain, make sure that if it's a bird bath, that's great. Have it in your backyard where it's secured, but it does add to a prosperous sanctuary. And then you've got a hot tub. You see the hot tub that we have there? Now a hot tub, that's kind of like underneath a gazebo. And I have mine right on my deck. So at nighttime, I do have lights that come around and stuff, but it's good recreation. It's good for community. You can get in there, but it also really increases the value of your house. Maybe not the hot tub itself, but the fact that you've got a recreational facility outside your yard. So a hot tub is a very good thing to put into your house. And, they can cost anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000. I got a great deal. Mine's an 8-seater, and I got it for $10,000 because I got it in like October or something where they weren't selling hot tubs. But you have to get your own electrical, what's it called, outlet to go into it. It's a certain charge. But I got some solar panels to enhance the electricity through my house, and it goes straight to my hot tub. But that is something you can really, really consider. It's very easy and it's very fun. Do you have any other pictures, Daniel, there? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So, just putting statues out in your front yard, in your backyard, you've got the lions, you've got the Blessed Mother statues, you've got angel statues, you've got a lot of different things you can put out in your yard. St. Francis statues are actually very popular too. In my neighborhood, I have a lot of Blessed Mother statues, angel statues, and St. Francis statues for whatever reason, but they always enhance the serenity of your home. If you make sure that your lawn is clear, make sure that your flower and your flower beds are all maintained and they're beautified. If you make sure that you've got some type of recreation out there, whether it's a hot tub or whether it's a bench or something like that for you to actually go outside and take care of your health and your well-being, so on and so forth. There's also picnic tables, V, that you can put on your deck. The outside furnitures. People have outside lounges. They have outside dinette sets and barbecues. So here in Colorado, we do have a lot of outside living. You can live outside in the summertime and do a lot of your recreation. A lot of your living room and recreation room could be outside. So do pay a lot of attention. Now, if you're buying a new home, and maybe they don't have these amenities out there. They don't have a fence. They don't have a good yard. They don't have grass. They don't have flower beds. They don't have any of that. You can actually come into a backyard that you see is empty, and you can design it yourself and make your own backyard. If you have a house right now and you're not really ready to sell, or maybe you're going to sell in like 5 years or so, go outside and realize you actually can live outside. You can basically mentally expand your square footage by just enhancing your backyard and make sure that people actually have things to do in their backyard. So another thing that a lot of people do in here, we've got a lot of mosquitoes. We've got a lot of grasshoppers. It's like the plague. It's like one of the 10 plagues of Egypt here. We've got grasshoppers like crazy. But, every year, like I just had this last weekend, I have somebody that comes in for like $100 or $150 and they spray my yard so I have no insects. Oh, I have no insects. So that's another thing you want to consider if you have a backyard and, get a fence to make sure if you have animals or you have children, make sure you invest in a fence. And if you have your fence out there, you've got your garden serenity, but see if you can get somebody to come by and spray for insects. It's not the most organic thing, but I tell you what, me being bit by 15 mosquitoes at one time, which has happened before, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and spray your yard so you don't have any little enemies coming in there and biting you, what have you. Also, there's, we also have coyotes in our in the back. And that's why a lot of people here in Colorado have got fences. And I was telling you about this earlier. Places in Washington State don't have fences. So I've built fences. We've built fences on our first house in Seattle, in Rainier Beach. We built a fence in Federal Way. And it was basically for us and for privacy. Some houses, new houses come with fences, or they give you the option to build one, or you can split it with your neighbor to build a fence. Right. But if you have kids, if you have animals, and you want privacy, make sure you do spring for the fence. It makes a lot of sense. You can have wood fences, chain link fences, marble fences. You can have iron fences. But if privacy is very important, if you do have small children, and if you have animals, it's very important to spring for the fence. And so
another thing is that lattice work that you can have as a fence, and then put plants down below, and it'll grow up through the lattice work and make it a living fence.
Yes.
For example, and I was telling Tina a quick story here about someone looking at a house, wanting to buy this property, went outside to take a look at the backyard space, and next door, there was no fence between them and the next door neighbor. And the neighbor came out totally naked to get into his hot tub. And she said, we need a fence.
We don't need to see all that. Yes.
No, don't need to see that every day, which is what he happens to be doing a lot of. And so, she put in a fence just, for the privacy, his privacy.
Yes. Yes. So it's a very important thing.
Yeah. And we talked about the cost of a fence, maybe a sprinkler system, outdoor living space, a hot tub. I mean, all this could be costly improvements to your house or amenities. What can I do? Can I get some kind of funding to do all that?
Yes.
Or what do you suggest?
It's a very good question. So we're going to talk about home equity loans. Now, home equity loans, for those who are living in a house, you have a lot of equity, or at least enough equity in the house, you can take out a home equity loan. Now, there are different types of home equity loans. There's the home equity loan that's fixed. So let's say you get a quote for your hot tub, for your fence, for the gardening, for the sprinkler system, and let's say it's like $30,000. Instead of pulling cash out of your wallet or putting it on your American Express card, you can actually go to the bank or go to somebody like me and get a home equity loan for that dollar amount. A lot of times these loans are lines of credit. You can do a home equity line of credit, and it's over a 10-year period. And it's like a revolving line of credit where you pay monthly, just like if you had it on a revolving card. So that is something very, very, very good for somebody to have. A lot of people, they want to change their garage. They want to add, cement. They want to add a brand new deck. They want to put a swimming pool in the backyard, a swimming pool that's above ground, and they don't know where they're going to get the money. Well, let's say they bought their house 8 years ago. They bought their house at $300,000. Now it's worth $1.1 million. And that has happened a lot. And they've got plenty of equity, and they don't know what to do. They just know they want to clean and repair and decorate their yard. Well, talk to somebody like me, or talk to somebody like Violeta. You could actually take out a home equity loan, and in some cases, your home equity loan is also tax deductible. So if you go ahead and just finance through, if you just finance through a hot tub company, or if you just finance through a landscape company, that's one thing. Yeah. But if you can put it attached to your house as a second mortgage, you have to talk to your CPA. But a lot of times that is also tax deductible. So of course, it's going to greatly enhance your home if you're able to do these additions on the outside. So, give us a call. Let us know about that. If there's something that you want to ask about, or find out how much you qualify for, and find out how much it would cost to get a home equity loan out of any size. So that happens a lot.
I also asked my brother. My brother has an amazing outdoor space. He lives in Phoenix, and he just got done doing a full kitchen outside. He has an in-ground pool, and then he has this kitchen with an amazing barbecue, refrigerator, sink, the masonry around an L-shaped kitchen with the counter space where you can sit belly up to the bar, refrigerator. Wow. He has a big screen TV mounted on the wall with a sound system, and then misters, of course, because Phoenix gets awfully hot. So misters once you get out of the pool, and all that could be a costly investment. So I'm going to ask him if he took out a HELOC on that thing.
Yeah.
I have a cousin in in California, in Orange County. He has one of those linear fireplaces, really long, big one, in his outdoor space with a bar.
Wow.
And a pool in between the two, the kitchen space, bar, and then the sitting area with a fireplace and big screen TV. Amazing.
That's a party alley right there. Yeah, I've got a fire pit. You know, that's really nice, but I haven't done the bar thing yet. And I do have opportunities for a big screen. You know, you can just get a projector you can buy off of TikTok or something like that. But screen outside, yes.
Sit in your hot tub and watch TV with a glass of wine.
Yes. Or strong. Yes. So, absolutely. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go, Daniel. That fireplace. You know, people don't think about that, but like in Phoenix or here in Colorado, it makes sense to have a fireplace or a fire pit on the outside because you spend a lot of your time. You go home, drop everything, put on some relaxing clothes, you go straight outside. Yeah.
You know, a lot of new construction here in Washington. I've been to a lot, and they've got that outdoor space with a nice seating area and the fireplace.
Yeah, it's something because, after COVID, during COVID, a lot of people realized they can do a lot of stuff at home. So like movie theaters, outside screens, hot tubs, all these different things in the house to enhance your recreation at home so you don't have to go anywhere has become very, very vital. So all these things actually, not only does it increase the value of your house, but increases your value because you can rest. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to spend money out at a barbecue or what have you. You can do it right all in your backyard.
Yeah, and then another big ticket item. A lot of people up in Sammamish have this a sports court, where the big thing is a pickleball nowadays.
Yes,
and you can have a basketball hoop on either side of that too, and it's just a great space to throw in cornhole ramps for other people to use. Multi-purpose sport court, but pickleball is huge. I don't know how it is over there, but a lot of courts are getting replaced by pickleball.
Well, where I live, most of the developments that are new down to about 20 years old, they all come with giant swimming pools, courtyards, tennis courts, basketball courts, hot tubs. Most of the developments here, everybody pays an HOA fee. We all can go in the hot tubs. I mean, we can go, the hot tubs. Nice. The tennis courts. Most of the developments here have those, so
love it.
It's kind of taking care of that for us. Yeah. But
what is that? A putting green, Daniel? Is that what I see on the right hand side?
Court.
Wow.
Pickleball court. Yeah. Yeah. We have tennis courts here. We have swimming pools. We have different things, so we don't have to do in our own yard. But like the hot tubs are the things we have in our own yard. But I mean, it's a very, very, very good suggestion. Is having that in your own yard. Yeah. But so we've got a couple of announcements before we leave here. I know that Daniel's got a couple of announcements for us. First of all, a tax help edition of Street Beat will be tomorrow at noon. And Fresh Juice celebrates 700 episodes tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Congratulations, Dee.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's 700. That's a great number. Now we've got two new shows that are joining us on Thursday night on Rainier Avenue Radio with a show about homelessness at Seeking Change at 5:30 and Center of Voices at 8 p.m. So those are two new shows. Also later this month, Rainier Avenue Radio celebrates Earth Deserves More Than a Day, which is April 22nd to the 26th with interviews, panels, and films all week long on environmental justice. So you want to stay tuned to Rainier Avenue. Rainier Avenue Radio has been the heartbeat of the community there in Seattle for many, many years. And it behooves everybody not only watch the shows, but please do share the shows. There's a lot of vital information, and you want to keep in touch with what's going on in our community just by listening to Rainier Avenue Radio. Yes. So is V frozen? I don't know if you're frozen. But anyways, yes, if you want any more ideas on the outside living or outside spaces or how you can get financing on that, please give us a call. There are a lot of ways to enhance your home. There's a lot of ways to get financing for that. So it's not just a pipe dream. Actually, take the initiative, call somebody, get the financing, and go out there and do it. You will be the happier for it. You'll be the better for it.
Next week, we'll talk more about gardening, probably from a nursery. How's that?
That sounds great.
Live. Okay.
Yeah,
well, I think that's our time, right?
Yes. There we go. Joining
us today on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. I'm Violeta Strash, Coldwell banker, Danforth.
And I'm Tina Lombard with Bank of England Mortgage. Hope to see you next week.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.